The latest episode of WWE Raw delivered a main event that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling world, sparking intense debate, wild speculation, and a sense of looming betrayal that has the WWE Universe on edge. Standing center stage in the squared circle was none other than Paul Heyman, the legendary manipulator known for his brilliant mind, ruthless tactics, and uncanny ability to shape champions and rewrite destinies. Flanked by the formidable forces of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, Heyman seemed in control, but something in the air felt unsettling. The segment, which began as a routine display of dominance by Heyman's faction, quickly turned cryptic and controversial when a seemingly offhand remark, followed by a jaw-dropping proposition, hinted that a major betrayal could be brewing behind the scenes. Could it be possible that Seth Rollins, the very man who Heyman helped ascend to glory, is now being quietly positioned for exile? Is the architect of this new era about to be dismantled by the one man he trusted the most? Tonight, we're peeling back the layers of one of the most intriguing developments in recent memory, a development that could spell the end of Seth Rollins' alliance with Paul Heyman and usher in a new era of dominance led by someone else entirely. Welcome back to Wrestling Pro New, your trusted destination for uncovering the secrets, storylines, and subtle nuances that make professional wrestling such an unpredictable thrill ride. If you've been following Raw closely, then you already know the latest episode didn't just feature another chaotic brawl. It may have dropped a narrative bombshell with long-term consequences. Our focus today is on a subtle yet game-changing moment, a clue that suggests Seth Rollins, the visionary and current 2025 Mr. Money in the Bank, could be on the verge of being ousted from Heyman's increasingly powerful heel faction. In the main event segment, Paul Heyman, accompanied by his two imposing allies, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, was addressing the crowd when the tension skyrocketed. Their confrontation with Roman Reigns escalated into a physical skirmish, but the true headline came moments earlier, when Heyman casually acknowledged Rollins' injury and followed it up with an offer that no one saw coming. He extended an invitation to Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, to take a leadership role in the very faction that Rollins helped construct. This wasn't just a throwaway comment. It was a deliberate, calculated chess move. And the implications are massive. Could Heyman, the man known as the Oracle for his ability to stay 3 steps ahead, already be preparing for a world without Seth Rollins? Could he be grooming someone else, perhaps someone younger, stronger, hungrier, to take Rollins' place at the helm of this faction? To truly grasp the magnitude of this potential betrayal, we have to go back to its origin. WrestleMania 41, held on April 19, 2025. In a main event showdown that will be talked about for years to come, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk collided in a triple threat that had everything: history, hatred, and high stakes. At the heart of it all stood Paul Heyman, who fans assumed would remain loyal to either Punk, his longtime friend, or Reigns, his tribal chief. But in classic Heyman fashion, he shocked the world by turning on both men. In a single ruthless act, he delivered low blows that paved the way for Rollins to capture the victory, cementing his role as the face of a new villainous alliance with Heyman pulling the strings. What followed was the birth of a stable so dangerous and so dominant that fans began comparing it to legendary factions like Evolution. The Raw after WrestleMania saw Braun Breaker officially align with Heyman and Rollins, making a statement by brutally spearing Roman Reigns through a barricade. Then on May 24th at Saturday night's main event, Bronson Reed was added to the mix, completing a trio that has systematically targeted top babyfaces like Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Penta with terrifying efficiency. At the center of this storm was Seth Rollins, the brains, the heartbeat, the soul of the operation. As Mr. Money in the Bank, Rollins held a contract guaranteeing him a world title shot before June 2026. He wasn't just winning matches, he was masterminding victories, elevating the group with every promo, every ambush, and every power move. Which begs the question, why would Paul Heyman consider removing him now? The answer lies in a single tragic night, July 12, 2025, when Seth Rollins faced LA Knight in a highly anticipated match at Saturday night's main event. Midway through, while executing a moonsault, Rollins crumbled to the mat, his knee giving out in a way that sent chills down the spine of anyone who remembered his 2015 knee injuries. The match result was reportedly changed on the fly as Rollins courageously tried to finish, but LA Knight capitalized and scored the pin. The sight of Rollins being helped from the ring by Heyman and medical personnel raised immediate alarm. Shortly after, Triple H confirmed in a press conference that Rollins' knee was being evaluated and the early signs weren't promising. However, it was Paul Heyman's response that truly stood out. On the July 14th episode of Raw, Heyman was asked about Rollins' future. He coldly replied, "It's too soon to comment, but he has until next June to cash in the money in the bank contract." On the surface, it sounded neutral, supportive, even. But deeper analysis reveals something darker. Heyman wasn't reassuring anyone. He was foreshadowing. He was laying the foundation for what could be a transition of power. By stating that Rollins has 11 months left to use his briefcase, he subtly emphasized how long Rollins might be out. Fast forward to the July 21st edition of Raw, and Heyman's game became clearer. Standing in the ring with Breakker and Reed, Heyman was interrupted by the arrival of Roman Reigns. The crowd was ready for a confrontation, but instead, Heyman shocked everyone again by offering Reigns a leadership position in the faction. "Seth Rollins is out for a long time," he said. "This group needs a leader. Roman, you could be that leader." The offer wasn't accepted, and Reigns looked disgusted, but the damage had been done. Breakker and Reed didn't object. They nodded. And the message was unmistakable: Rollins is no longer essential. This moment wasn't about recruiting Roman, it was about signaling to everyone, including Breakker and Reed, that Heyman has already moved on. That Seth Rollins is no longer the chosen one. So who is next in line? All signs point to Braun Breakker. Young, athletic, brutal, and already drawing comparisons to a young Brock Lesnar, Breakker has been receiving relentless praise from Heyman in recent weeks. On July 7th, Heyman called him the future world heavyweight champion. A week later, he said Breakker was a WrestleMania main eventer in the making. It's no longer speculation, it's strategy. And don't overlook Bronson Reed. While less vocal, Reed's presence as the muscle behind Breakker's rise is crucial. Heyman recently called Reed the most underappreciated force in WWE, hinting that his role is about to become far more prominent. Rollins' injury provides Heyman with the perfect opportunity to hit reset. And the timing is impeccable. With SummerSlam 2025 on the horizon, fans are now bracing for several explosive possibilities. In one scenario, Rollins could return in time to confront Heyman and Breakker, attempting to cash in on Gunther, only to be ambushed and betrayed mid-match. In another, Heyman could